Hey, what's going on, party people? Now, if this is your first time here, welcome. It's definitely a pleasure having you in. I go by the name of Blaze. I am a spiritual healer, and technically, as a spiritual healer, what I do is that I help other people in becoming in alignment with who they are. I help you to heal. And the whole healing process, it's all about you becoming whole, to be in harmony. The whole idea of mind, body, and soul is it means pretty much, your intellect to be in alignment or in harmony or connected. You know what I'm saying? Because in most cases, when people have anxiety, that's when their emotion and their mind is not working together. Do you see what I'm saying? And that's, what I'm saying, when you're happy, that emotion, it's that intellect with your heart, like you showing it, that there's a connection. You happy, you healed, whatever the fuck it is. When there's a disconnect, well, that's when you have your anxieties, your shadow work, all of that shit. But I'm saying all of that to say, it's important for you for you to become healed. So I'm showing you pretty much your illness too, right? But most importantly, what I want you to get out of this is that the process of you being in alignment with yourself. It's not just the healing part, but it's you putting yourself together. It's that self connection. That's you going inward. That's you going into yourself, healing the wounded child, which is simply your early emotions that were never acknowledged properly. Do you see what I'm saying? So you got to have that part together. Now you got to deal with your intellect as well, because now you have to be concerned on how your mind is being controlled. How is it being conditioned? A lot of it, your culture is a big part of it. You know what I'm saying? Your education has a big part of it. Again, it's all mental. You can't have self-mastery if somebody else is controlling your mind. You know what I'm saying? So therefore, you have to be, take charge of your intellect. But you got to do so by you controlling your own mind. But for you to do that, you got to understand how the intellect works. That's what I help you with. And now we put those two together, mind, body. And now, once you have those two together, now how does it relate to your environment? To the universe, everything else around you. It's the connection that self-connects. That is pretty much the meaning of the Father and the Son being in the Father. Now you are in harmony not just with yourself, but now also you're becoming in harmony with the motherfucking universe. Sounds like poetry, huh? I know. I know. I was so dramatic there. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to lie to you. I was a little dramatic. Hey. You know what I'm saying? I was on one, nigga. I was on one. But anyway, with all of those, theatrics, I was going to say, but nah. I mean, as the show goes on, so you got all these things going on here. Now, how is that relating, you know what I'm saying, to pretty much everything else? So when we're talking about self-mastery, it simply means, you're making yourself. To make it to make something yours. But anyway, my tool, I use spirituality. But again, I guess I was already talking about it. And when we talk about spirituality, unfortunately, most people, you generally get, those three answers. It's either it's mind control, which is religion, or a belief system. All of these things are mind control any fucking way, right? You know what I'm saying? Now, it's a matter of you controlling your own mind. You know what I'm saying? That's what this shit is all about. That's how you become the creator. Right now, a lot of you motherfuckers are just like sleepwalking right now. That's what the zombies are. You know what I'm saying? You're not conscious. So, generally, if they don't tell you or they tell you something that's far away from you, how can it be when it's actually coming from you? You know what I'm saying? It doesn't make sense. It cannot be. How can it be so far away from you when, what I'm saying, the story's coming from us? You're the one talking about it. We all talk about it. So somehow this is coming from us. Same thing when you're talking about belief systems. Hey, guess what, man? It is still us. You know what I'm saying? Now you don't get a break in this motherfucker. Everything comes from you. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not here to blame you either. But I'm just saying. You know what I mean? So, pretty much spirituality is nothing but you. It's the story of you. That's what mythology is represented or should be about. That's how that's how you should use it. Do you see what I'm saying? So you see, like, a lot of people, talk about Jesus instead of being Jesus. Because you actually gain nothing from talking about Jesus. Because you're talking about someone else that you had, projected somewhere else. That's why you can't chase anything outside of you. That's the idea of worshiping idols. That's what idols are. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? That's you, what I'm saying, feeling better, you know what I'm saying, when you have a Gucci shirt, man. You know what I'm saying? You got some Gucci shoes, and you're feeling better. That's what I'm talking about. That's blasphemy, man. You know what I'm saying? You are sinning against yourself. How would you need to wear something else to make you feel better in the inside? There's a void. You see what I'm saying? And that void, that is the basic, pretty much, of toxicity or ignorance. That's what pretty much ignorance is all about. That's when you're not open-minded. You know what I'm saying? And pretty much that's where all of your haters comes from too. That's the foundation of the haters. You know what I'm saying? Because at this point, you have taken yourself away from you. Then now you have nothing to show for. You know what I'm saying? If you're not, how useful can you be if you're not using you? It's not useful. So therefore, you're not useful. That is the foundation of toxicity and ignorance. And that's pretty much the world that had been created in front of us. Those are the path that a lot of us are walking every day. The blind, like you literally are now the blinds walking around here, like a bunch of blinds getting together. Now, you know what I'm saying? Now you're becoming a people pleaser because there's nothing, it's not about you. You know what I'm saying? Your validation now comes from other people instead of yourself. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, all of that is pretty much, you know what I'm saying, the foundation that, when we're talking about spirituality, It entails all of that. So most importantly, I just describe your regular life. That's why, in other words, your spirituality is your humanity. That's what makes you a spirit having a human experience. How else can it be? And the purpose of being conscious, that's the spirit. That's what the spirit does. That's the energy. That's that enlightenment. That's that state. I mean, state of consciousness, or becoming the Christ. That's what that shit is about. You see what I'm saying? So again, when we're talking about spirituality, that's pretty much what that really is. And now, when you talk about the occult, now you're dealing with the hidden side of you, which is nothing but everything I just described. Your emotions, your shadow self, your subconscious mind, your conscious mind. I mean, I didn't use those words, but pretty much in everything I was saying, that's what you were dealing with. Because you're dealing with spirit. So therefore now, that's why they tell you about the law of attraction. You can manifest. Oh, wow. So what does that say about you? What does that really say about you? So all of these things are nothing but, messages that's trying to wake you up, to let you know who you truly are. That's how knowing the truth will set you free. Because you're sleepwalking out here. That's why I got to call Lick Bow up in this motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? That's his shit. We're conscious out here, man. We are the Lake Boss. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, you know what I'm saying? So this is also to say, because what I'm going to be talking about tonight, it's related. If you see the topic, you already know what's up. You know what I'm saying? Because we're talking about the Gethsemane garden. You know what I'm saying? And that's what we're going to be talking about. That's where I am. You know what I'm saying? That's where you need to go. And be underneath that tree, baby. And Gethsemane, man. That's where you need to go. But anyway, so now, again, all of these things is pretty much, self-reflection. They're helping you those are mirrors in helping you to really see who you are. That's why the Buddhists, they also call Earth, the wisdom of the great mirror. These motherfuckers were bad motherfuckers. You hear me? What the fuck? You see, come on. That says it all. The Indian call it Maya, which means illusion. But once you pass, the wisdom of the great mirror is that although there is a mirror, but when you're looking at yourself, you don't look at the mirror. That's how you're not concerned. That's how knowing the truth sets you free. And that's the wisdom of the great mirror, because when you're looking in the mirror, you forgot there was a mirror. And even the mirror, I mean, you're talking to you. You just bypass the mirror. Like the mirror doesn't even exist. That's what seeing the truth is. Seeing beyond the veil, niggas. So this is for the elders, man. That's what this whole shit is all about. Again, your regular life. you growing, you know, like those different stages of your life lessons. So, which is going to lead to our conversation tonight. You know what I'm saying? Being in that garden, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, it's you professing. It's you. That's that's the sacrifice. You are. That's you becoming the sacrificial lamb. In other words, that's the seed, or that's that caterpillar that's becoming the butterfly. You know what I'm saying? Oh, the seed now that start to germ, like the energy inside of the seed now is it's bulging out, and that's the science behind the lotus too. These motherfuckers are bad. Y'all gotta fuck with the Buddhists, man. You know what I'm saying? That's the closest thing to African spirituality, my G, which is balance. My art. You know, there is philosophies based on that as well. Again, but the Buddhists, especially the Tibetan Buddhists, these niggas got the closest thing to fucking Egypt. And their shit was never, because Napoleon went to fucking Egypt, right? So that's why a lot of that shit is corrupted. Those different definition of what Egypt was, their interpretation of it, again, it got contaminated. You know what I'm saying? Whereas these niggas, sacred texts were not. You know what I'm saying? So that's why they have a lot of their basic information is straight up fucking Egyptian shit. And you know what I'm saying? The Buddha to wake up. What else do they need to tell you? You know what I'm saying? If that's not conscious like a motherfucker, if that's not the flesh becoming the word, because that is the point of living. You have to you gotta be, you gotta do. You gotta be. That's what the word beings comes in. You know what I'm saying? That's why, you know what I'm saying, any knowledge that's not wisdom, you're wasting your time. The point is to turn the knowledge into wisdom. That's the awakening. That's what that shit is about. So a lot of the problems, you know what I'm saying, if you want to talk about the Bible, right? It isn't so much that the Bible, it's you know, let's just say the mind control isn't necessarily is the Bible. The mind control of the Bible really comes in the understanding and interpretation of the Bible. Because now what they telling you, that's what I'm telling you, you don't gain nothing by talking about Jesus, because that's what you see, those people those Christians, they just talk about Jesus. That's why they go to church, but they still the same person. I mean, how are you becoming divine? There's got to be transformation taking place. Isn't that why you're saying you're being born again? Well, being born again to be what? To be spirit, motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Now to acknowledge and devote yourself to that now. Because now, in other words, you know what I'm saying, now you know who you are. Now you acting like you know who you are. You're acting up. You know what I'm saying? I'm shitting all over this motherfucker. The fuck? I'm acting shit, nigga. You know what I'm saying? That's the point. And that's what the awakening process is all about. But most